Hello everyone, my name is Marion. YouTubers! They're kind of mixed, aren't they? Here's the thing, YouTubers and those who make content on the internet have always kind of had a negative connotation, if you will, even back then. Except back then, it was more so because making videos on the internet was such a newfangled thing that when you told people that you did that, they would look at you rather strangely, and it only got worse once people started to get paid from doing it. Nowadays, everybody wants to rule the world, and making content on the internet is pretty much almost completely normalized. And if anything, the negative connotation more so comes from the people who make the content themselves. With their newfound fame, they end up doing harmful things, whether it be for content or just full-on committing crimes. Just full-on committing crimes and taking advantage of their audience. Jesus Christ. Obviously, this isn't all creators, but like the saying goes, all it takes is one bad egg to spoil the bunch. But I don't want to focus on the bad eggs in this video. If anything, I want to focus on the good eggs in this video. That sounds really weird out of context. I'd rather focus on the positive side of content creation rather than the negative. The main reason I actually wanted to get the negative part out of the way is just kind of to exemplify how content creation is still somewhat looked down upon by the outside media. And with that being said, I want to talk about the YouTubers that I'm jealous of. Except not really. Here's the thing, when I say that I'm jealous of these creators, I more so mean that I aspire / am inspired by these creators, if anything. And it's not going to be something as simple as, I wish I had their numbers, so that way I could also get paid and make a living off of content creation, because number one, that's what everybody wants, and number two, that's not the main reason why I am inspired by their work. So with that all being said, these are the YouTubers that I am jealous of, but really mean aspire / am inspired by, if you will. The first YouTuber that I want to talk about is actually my personal favorite YouTuber and has been for quite a few years at this point, which is On Jorge. Now, I've been watching Jorge's videos for at least almost 10 years at this point, back when he used to do like top 40 / like top 20 lists of different cartoons and just TV shows and things like that. And then once he started transitioning into the more like lost media / like unsolved mysteries, like crime type of stuff, that was actually at the perfect time for me, as that was when I started to get more interested in stuff like that as well. When it comes down to it, there isn't really that much I can really say about him. And I don't mean that in a bad way, because it more so is because of the fact that everything that he talks about, I just find personally really interesting. I'm a sucker for lost media stuff. It's some of my favorite type of shit to watch on YouTube and just like indulge myself into, if you will. Like I said, I like his narration and the stuff he talks about. Needless to say, there isn't really as much I can go in depth on of why I aspire to be him, besides the fact that a lot of the topics that he talks about, I one day also want to talk about as well. I also would just want to collaborate with him one day, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen, because I don't know if you know this, but if you're watching this video and this is your first time here, I only have like 300 subscribers, so needless to say, I'm a nobody around these parts. Nobody here knows my name, so yeah, I don't know when that's going to happen. Would I love for it to happen? Absolutely, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, he's my personal favorite YouTuber, which is why I wanted to put him on the list anyway, so yeah, there you go. This next YouTuber is one that actually I only really recently got into, and that is Coffeezilla. Now, I assume many of you already know who Coffeezilla is, but for those who don't, he's this journalist / YouTuber who makes these videos basically busting different scams, fraudulent like pyramid schemes and cryptocurrency scams and things like that. And that in itself is already really interesting, much like Blame It on Jorge's videos, where it's like the topics that he was talking about I already personally found rather interesting. But the thing that makes me aspire, to like be able to do the type of shit that he does is really his editing style. Now, here's the thing, a lot of his videos are kind of like the video that I'm doing right now, where he sits in front of a camera and talks to it and things like that. But then he has these videos that are so well edited that they essentially take place in this weird like Blade Runner cyberpunk style like weird dystopian city that he's created, where he's just sitting at a bar talking to this fucking robot about real life shit that's going down. Like his most recent video with like one of the more recent videos that he made with like the CS:GO like fucking companies going after each other and shit. He literally is sitting down talking to this like robot, and it's like this weird skit where on one hand you feel like you're watching a television show, but on the other hand you're like, oh, but this is real life. It's so fucking cool. The way he's able to combine this shit into both something that is interesting because it's happening in the real world, but at the same time making it into something that's also really fun. I think it's really cool, honestly, that he's able to create this type of world and atmosphere. Even something as simple as the end credits when he thanks his Patreon backers and he does it on like this weird, like, fucking like a digital screen, if you will. I think that's fucking awesome, you know? Yeah, I really like, I haven't seen too many of his videos just yet. I've only seen a few of them, if you will, but from what I've seen so far, I already really like his stuff. And I'm already really inspired by the shit that he does. And like, I really one day want to be able to do that type of content where I'm able to create my own atmosphere while talking about things that interest me, if you will, you know? Where you feel like as if you're transported to another world in a way, all the while you're still in the real world talking about shit that's like, whoa, that's pretty damn crazy, you know? Yeah, with that being said though, is that while I am jealous of him when it comes to his content, the one thing that I'm not jealous of is the fact that him doing this type of content is essentially putting a target on his back. Because the thing that made me realize this was the CSGO video, because in that video, these guys essentially were using like mafia style tactics where they were sending people to different like competitions' homes, spreading flyers all over their fucking city, like a smear campaign and things like that. And the only thing I could really think of while watching this is like, oh my God, like if they're willing to do this shit to these guys, what's stopping them from thinking, hey, let's do this shit to him as well? And he even illustrates that by saying, yeah, they've even gone after journalists too, like me. And so when I saw this, I was like, dude, like, this guy's putting his life in fucking danger. And obviously many journalists already kind of do that, but like, damn. Like, obviously, I think what he's doing is very commendable, and I think it's a very good thing that he's busting these scams and things like that. But at the same time, I would not want to be in his position. Yeah, on one hand, I love his content, but on the other hand, I somewhat fear for his safety. So, yeah, I don't think he's watching this, honestly, but like, if on the off chance that he may or may not be, which I don't think he is, please stay safe. Holy shit, I'm terrified for you. Before we even get into the next creator, I just want to get this out of the way first. This next guy was originally supposed to be the main focus of this video. I actually got this video idea just a few days ago, and originally I was only going to be talking about this guy specifically, because I was watching one of his videos and he did something that blew my fucking mind that I thought, oh my God, I am jealous of you, because oh my God, why didn't I fucking think of something like that? That's fucking awesome. His name is Brutal Moose. Now, like I said, now most of these guys you guys probably already know by now if you're watching this, but Brutal Moose is a guy who I've also been watching for many years, just like Blame It On Jorge. I, like many people, discovered him through his Brutal Food series, specifically the Kid Cuisine and Lunchables episodes. And needless to say, as soon as I watched them, I was pretty much hooked from there, and I watched every single new one from that point on, even tuning into a lot of his other stuff as well. The main way I can describe why these videos are so enticing is the same way of how people described like how in the Batman, Gotham City is its own character in a way. In Ian's videos, his editing is its own character in a way as well. One of the best examples of this is actually in the Kid Cuisine or the Lunchables video. I was actually watching this with my friend Lynn, who's been on my channel before, and like randomly this random like digitally inputted zipper just appears on screen for like no reason, and he's just talking, and then all of a sudden he just goes like zip, and then like the zipper ends up zipping shut. And I remember seeing that and thinking, that is so fucking random, and there was no point to that. I fucking love that. That was great. Like it's just little things that he just adds in that don't have any reason to be added in, but just like make the video, like the atmosphere of the video, just so much better. But the main reason why I'm making this video in the first place, and the video that okay, so I was watching his one of his like thrifting videos, if you will. It was like the Halloween one, and he was talking about like the stuff that he had gotten at like one of the thrift stores or like Target or something like that, and he holds up a green piece of paper, and then he puts in the footage of him buying the fucking stuff at the fucking store, you know? And he's like, yeah, this is what I got and things like that. And I remember seeing that, and that made me go like, holy shit, that is fucking genius. Why have I not thought of this? But that is so fucking cool. That is, why have I never thought of that before? And like, I remember seeing that. I remember being like, I am so jealous of you right now. That is such a good fucking idea. Oh my God, that is so fucking cool. And that is pretty much what made me want to make this video in the first place. It was that specific moment, because when I saw that, I genuinely, like, I popped for that. I know to some people, they probably are just like, why do you find that so, like, cool to you or something like that? Why is that such a, like, a big deal for you? I don't know, man. Just something about that, I'm just like, damn, That is fucking sick, dude. Holy shit. But yeah, it's really his editing styles that really makes the, and like Ian also in his videos is also really funny as well, but like it's both him and his editing that really like comes together to make the video what it is. So yeah, just goddamn Brutal Moose, man, he's so fucking cool, dude. Goddamn. Now these next two creators that I'm going to be talking about are actually very vastly different to these last two I just talked about, because obviously with Coffeezilla and Brutal Moose there is definitely much more emphasis on the editing, if you will, compared to these next two, especially the last guy that I'm going to be talking about. But the next creators that I want to talk about is Rachel and June. Now Rachel and June is not like Coffeezilla or Brutal Moose where there's this like high octane editing where it's like they create this like fun world or something like that, or there's like these fun little moments, like little gags within the editing and things like that, but rather it's very simple editing. I don't know how to explain it, but like watching their videos unironically, like for a second when I'm watching their videos, it feels like as if everything is going to be okay in a way, you know? It's just, they're very calming. Now, as far as what their videos entails, their main channel, which they haven't uploaded in a while, mostly focuses on like different like Japan history or just different cultural things within Japan and stuff like that, or even just like their personal lives and things like that. They also have their second channel, which they post much more often onto, which is the Rachel and June Adventures channel, which is a more so vlog channel entailing what's going on in their life and what exactly their goals are and things like that. And the overall feeling that you get from these videos is such a warm and calming feeling that it's both the music that they use, the simple editing, or even just like the shots of their cats, or even just them as a whole, just gives this calming sensation that really makes you feel like this warm feeling, like as if everything is going to be okay. Like I legitimately mean that too. Like sometimes I remember during those, like some of like the more darker times in my life, whenever I would like tune into their stuff, whenever they uploaded something, I felt like for just a second, everything just kind of paused all around me. And it's like, I was just focusing on this couple, just being like, hey guys, today we're gonna fix a chair, or we're gonna make my cat a hat or something like that. And something about that is just, it's fucking great, man. Like I don't know how to explain it. I one day wish that I could be able to do something like that. Like I wish that I could do a lot of the things that these past guys have done as well, but I want to be able to do something like that as far as my content, you know, being able to create this feeling of calmness or something like that, or being able to just maybe make someone else out there feel like as if maybe everything is going to be okay just for a second, you know? I don't know. It's hard for me to explain. Just them as individuals as well, they just give off this such like a warm feeling. Like I can even tell that they're overall really great people, just from the fact that like actually like actively help their neighborhood cats and other different types of escapades that they went on and things like that. It's just, I really love their videos, man. They're really fucking good. And if you haven't seen their videos before and you're interested in Japanese culture, or even just like just want some videos to really like chill out on, really tune into their stuff, because goddamn, it's fucking good. So this is the last guy that I want to talk about, and this guy is the complete polar opposites to both Coffeezilla and Brutal Moose. Obviously Rachel and June kind of were as well, but they still had like editing within their videos and things like that. This guy, however, you know, like when it came to Coffeezilla and Brutal Moose, the editing really was something that really created the video, you know, along a little bit with Rachel and June, you know, but this guy, there is no editing here. It is all just him that makes the video. And that is the report of the week. The report of the week, for those who don't know who he is, stop watching this video. Like, here's the thing, I would recommend checking out all these channels if you haven't heard of them, but genuinely, stop watching this video. Stop it. Just fucking turn it off. I don't care if you never see me again. I don't care if I ever pop up in your recommendations, if you never subscribe to this channel, never like this video. I don't care if you do any of that. I want you to check out the report of the week. I want you to check out Review Bruh, if you don't even know who he is, which I assume most of you already do, because unironically, he is one of the best YouTubers on this platform. When it comes to his videos, there is no editing. It is just him. It is literally the thing that makes his videos is him by himself, and just how interesting he is as an individual. his videos are simplistic. He sits down and reviews fast food, which doesn't sound very interesting on paper, but with how he does it, he makes it into something that's interesting. Unironically, his Popeye's, Popeye's shrimp video, I don't remember the actual title, but that video is also, which also ended up becoming a meme with the, my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined, to me is one of the best videos on this platform. And even on the fucking internet, man. Because you're watching this guy go through all these emotions while eating this shrimp as he realizes that this shrimp, something that he very much loved, like it was one of his favorite fast food items of all time, had changed, and had changed for the worse. And you see the sadness and anger just slowly develop within him until he delivered the iconic line, as I've already said. And really, a lot of his videos are just that. It really, like I said, what makes the videos is him. Just him as an individual is the thing that makes the videos. Every little thing that he does, it almost feels like when you're watching like one of those movies where it's like there's not much dialogue, but you really like hone in on what's going on because of like the different shots and things like that, or just like as far as like the interesting things that are going on screen. That to me is what Review Bro is doing. And obviously he's talking, and when he does say things, you sit and listen. But like, I aspire to be him as far as being able to encapsulate an audience just by myself alone, because I know I'm going to edit this video and I'm going to do my best to try to make it as interesting as possible, you know, especially in the day and age where it feels like, like short form media content is becoming much more of the norm, and more people are more and more trying to combat the ever shortening attention spans of those around us. It feels like Review Bro, ironically, with his style and things like that, with the suits, like that he feels like a person from the 1920s. Ironically, his video style also now feels a little primitive. It feels like a throwback to the old days of YouTube, you know? And he, like I said, I want you to go check him out. Please go check him out. If you already clicked away from this video, if you're still watching, please go check him out. Genuinely, please go fucking check him out, because ironically, when I said that I watched Brutal Moose's videos with my friend Lynn, we also watched Review Bro, and we ended up watching like so many of his videos, and she was just like, I don't know who this guy is, but he is fucking amazing. And that is really what Review Bro is, because you see this guy who's wearing this suit, he has the slicked back hair, talking about like a Pizza Hut pizza or something like that. You think, what the fuck is this? But by the end of it, you're just like, oh my God, I get it. This is amazing. Wow. Just him as a whole. It's hard for me to describe it. I'm going to be so upset with myself editing this, because I know that I'm going to think of the words to describe this man, but right now I just cannot do it justice. Just go and watch his videos, along with everyone else as well. I'll put their stuff in the link in the description if you haven't heard any of these guys, or heard of any of these guys, if you will. And I guess that's pretty much it. Those are the YouTubers that I'm jealous of, if you will. Yeah. I don't really know what to say, you know, because I guess that's pretty much it, you know. These are the YouTubers that to me are my biggest inspirations as of right now, you know. I want to be able to create like how these guys do and encapsulate audiences like these guys do, because really when it comes down to it, the main thing about content creation is really captivating the audience and keeping their attention, especially nowadays. And these guys all do it in their own unique ways. And that's the most interesting thing about content creation, is that you get to see all the different ways people can encapsulate you in their own unique ways, and their own unique styles, and their own unique just ways of creating, if you will, you know. And obviously TV shows, movies, and things like that have obviously done this many times before, but I guess the difference with content creation versus those things is that content creation is obviously a lot more personal. It's the reason why parasocial relationships is something that has become much more of a concern nowadays, because a lot of people end up feeling as if they have a personal connection to a creator, all the while this creator has no idea who these people are. And it creates this this rather unhealthy relationship, if you will. And so, yeah, it's like this double-edged sword where on one hand, we get to see what type of personality that these people have, but at the same time, these people are opening themselves up to this like over like millions of people who have like, they have no idea who any of these people are except for the few that they may see in the real world when it comes down to it. But yeah, it's really interesting, man. God, I mainly talked about the negative things because it's very easy to focus on the negative things when it comes to, you know, the internet and things like that. Because obviously the internet, people are going to seek out negative things primarily. It's the reason why drama channels exist, you know? But sometimes when you take a step back and you just look at look at the landscape as a whole and see what everyone else is doing out there, it really just, I don't know. It really just it really just amazes you and shows you just how interesting people in general are, I guess. I don't know. So I guess that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you to everyone who watched this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. And drop in the comments below some of your favorite YouTubers and YouTubers that inspire you with your own content. If you are someone who is also like me, wishing to create content and make this into something of which you're able to do not only for fun, but for a living, being able to create art for a living, which is something that is obviously like, it was much harder back then, obviously, but nowadays it seems like it only gets harder and harder with the internet just ever growing every single day. But yeah, drop in the comments down below some of your favorite creators as well. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. And maybe I'll see you guys again sometime soon. And remember, stay safe and sane. Bye.